2020 was a year of unprecedented growth in e-commerce as small businesses everywhere began their digital transformation. In fact, according to a US Census Bureau analysis of federal tax documents, entrepreneurs started 25% more businesses in 2020 than they did in 2019, with online stores being the largest source of these new business formations. Today, we're going to lean into this trend and learn a bit more about what is powering it. We are joined by Eric Suhonen, Vice President of Global Product Partnerships at Ecwid, to discuss how small business merchants are using Ecwid to set up online stores and start selling fast. So Eric, thanks for joining us today. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about your journey to Ecwid, your role there, and what fuels your passion for helping online retailers?
Yeah, happy to. Thank you so much, Kate, for having me. My role at Ecwid e-commerce is, as you said, Vice President of Global Product Partnerships. And what that means is we look for partners and work with companies around the world that help our merchants to be more successful and help them to sell. Alibaba is a great example. I can give more examples, but there's quite a few different partners that we bring in that really can help our merchants to sell more and to continue to grow. My journey really started a couple decades ago when I founded a tech startup, and that was a lot of fun. I made a ton of mistakes, learned a lot along the way, and then worked for a number of mid-sized companies. I was at Yahoo for 9 years, running the Yahoo Developer Network. And one of the things that really drew me to Ecwid was the fact that Ecwid is so focused on customers, and our customers are small and mid-sized businesses who are trying to sell online. And that's been really important throughout my career, is helping customers to be successful. And this, the way that we think about the small and mid-sized companies around the world that are trying to start selling online is that this is becoming a more difficult way to sell online because consumers are buying from so many different ways. It used to be everything was bought on the web, and now there's so many different ways of buying products and so many different channels. And I saw that as a really interesting challenge, how we can help the small businesses. And that drew me in, and I've been at Ecwid for 5 years, and it's just been a blast.
Great. So why don't you tell us a bit more about Ecwid? What sets it apart from other storefront solutions?
Sure, happy to. Well, in 2009, the company was founded, and the name Ecwid originally came from e-commerce widget. And what that meant is we wanted to be able to put a storefront as a widget in any web presence, any website. And the reason that's important is we didn't want to force merchants to use our web builder and have to switch over to our website. We wanted to give merchants around the world choice and opportunity and flexibility to be able to sell anywhere on any website, on any device. And in 2009, that was such a core principle to give all of our customers choice and flexibility that's really persisted. In fact, that embeddability, being able to embed a storefront in any website, is still one of our big differentiators. So if you look at other e-commerce platforms, they really try to push you to switch from your website over to theirs. And for us, we just want to, if you invested in your website, we just want to make it easy for you to sell wherever you want. We'll provide the storefront anywhere you want. And so that's a really kind of core piece of Ecwid, is that choice and flexibility. And it's not just being able to put a storefront on any website, but then it also goes well beyond that. Some of the other differentiation that we have is that we've struck these partnerships with so many different companies, being able to sell anywhere. And we know that the consumers are buying on Instagram, on Google, on Facebook, on Amazon, on eBay, on so many different places. And we need to help our merchants to be able to put their products in, click a couple buttons, and be able to sell across all those different channels. Again, choice and flexibility. Another example of that is where, of course, merchants are going to need different shipping providers, different payment providers, a number of different ways that they want to run their business in their country, in their locale, with their types of products. And so we try to make it as open as possible and invite everybody in and create so many different integrations that regardless if you're selling t-shirts in Brazil, jewelry in South Africa, or candles in Italy, it doesn't matter. The platform is so flexible and so many choices that allows you to do that. So we're really proud of that. One of the other big differentiators for Ecwid is that we have a free forever program. And our free forever plan is very unique. A lot of other e-commerce platforms have, say, a free trial, 7-day free trial, maybe a 30-day free trial. With Ecwid, a merchant can get on for free and sell forever for free. And that's really important because as we are tailoring everything to the small and mid-sized company, we want to be inexpensive, we want to have choice, and we want to be very easy, which is another piece that we really focus on. How do we make it incredibly easy to start to sell, to get everything, and to continue to grow your business? There's a couple of things in here that I think are also interesting, such as partner friendly, which I talked about, but that embeddability piece has really also helped merchants because we also white label Ecwid, which means for merchants and for partners, they can use Ecwid and the end buyer doesn't ever know it's Ecwid. It is branded as the merchant and the partner wants it. And that's really important. And that's part of the reason that a lot of people have been buying products from Ecwid storefronts since 2009, and they never knew it was Ecwid. That's because of that private label and white label ability. So that's a couple pieces on who is Ecwid and how we're different.
Why don't you tell us how many merchants are in Ecwid and what countries are they in? And this is the audience is largely drop shippers, so would love to know more about, are there drop shippers using Ecwid?
Yeah, happy to. There are over 1.5 million merchants using the Ecwid platform today. And it's a pretty sizable number. And they're also in over 180 countries. And that's really intentional that we are so versatile in helping merchants across so many different countries to be able to sell. And that takes a lot of work being able to do that. So for instance, selling in Europe, you have very strict privacy controls and regulations. So we make sure that the platform is fully compliant with all those local regulations and taxes. Another example is local shipping provider or tax calculations. When a merchant starts to use Ecwid, taxes can be kind of complicated. And so the way we do it is merchant can go in and say, auto calculate all my taxes. And we have a way of handling that regardless of what country you're in. And so that really helps such a wide variety of merchants selling in so many different places be successful. And to your question on dropshippers, yes, we absolutely have a lot of merchants that are doing drop shipping, and that's a really exciting segment for us. And part of it is what happened in COVID. And last year, 2020 was a very difficult time for a lot of people. They lost their job and they didn't know what to do, or they had a brick and mortar store and they couldn't sell it through their store anymore. So what did they do? They looked to e-commerce to be able to sell online. And there was a number of things that we can talk about if you want around COVID and ways that we help merchants to be able to sell online. But one of the important things in 2020 in helping small businesses and helping people who just got laid off is drop shipping. And the reason that's so important and so impactful is because as people were laid off and started to look to sell online, well, then they had to think about, okay, I'm going to need a product. What's the product? Do I need a manufacturer? How am I going to get it from the manufacturer to me? Am I going to store it in my house, or am I going to get a warehouse? Oh, I got to think about packing. I need to think about shipping, all of those pieces. And there are easy ways of doing that, but a really simple way of doing that is using drop shipping, where, and we can get into the details how that works, but essentially they can jump onto the Ecwid e-commerce platform. They can source some products, and every time that people are buying those products, it's automatically packed and shipped and sent directly to the end consumer, and the merchant makes money off of that. So it's a really easy way to do that, and super impactful for people that were impacted by COVID.
So what makes Ecwid uniquely suited to dropshippers? What features of the platform make dropshipping even more simple?
Yeah, dropshipping has been something that we've been focusing on. And the way that we've done this is, number one, partnering with companies like Alibaba, which is just a really great source of so many different products, and also partnering with app developers that are providing apps in our app market. And by doing those partnerships, creating those partnerships and doing the integrations, it makes it really simple for merchants to be able to do that. So as merchants go into the Ecwid app market, they'll find a number of different drop shipping apps in there that they can, with a couple clicks, start to source products. And a lot of them are free. So not only do we have a free forever plan, but a lot of these drop shipping companies that we partner with also have a free forever plan. So it's incredibly cost effective. And we're continuing to grow our drop shipping investment, as well as the number of drop shipping partners that we are partnering with, because this is such an important part and there's so much demand from people around the world.
Would love to hear more about some successful merchants, some case studies of your customers that are using Ecwid. Can you share some examples with us?
Yes, there's two in particular that I think are interesting. The first is called Kiss by a Bee. And Kiss by a Bee has been an Ecwid merchant for quite a while. Really interesting company. It was a family created a family business, and they started with just a couple products. And Kiss by a Bee is handmade cosmetics and self-care products. And they do it in a very unique way. And we really like that they are trying to do this in a healthy, organic way. And that also it's kind of a family business, and they've really been able to grow this. So they've kind of thought about, online, offline, and we've been working with them for quite a few years. And they do sell online and offline, which is good for them, and also works really well for the e-commerce platform, our e-commerce platform, in that we do integrations with POS providers also. So what that means is that whether you're selling offline, whether you're selling online, all the inventory is synced, all the orders are also synced. So it's really easy to manage all that regardless of where you're selling. And one interesting stat for Kiss by a Bee is that 85% of the total revenue was driven by their online store. It was really just a lot going through Ecwid, and they've been incredibly happy. We've loved working with them, and just fantastic products. The second one that has also been a merchant on the Ecwid platform for many, many years is Atlas 46. Atlas 46 manufactures and sells tool vests, tool belts, and a number of different things that help those that are in the workplace that require those types of kind of tools and tools accessories. And it's really high quality stuff. And they've been, we've been working with them for years, that they started small, continue to grow. Then they wanted to go cross-border outside the US. And so we've helped them to continue to expand geographically. 99% of all their sales are online. And as you can see, they started with just a small business of $40,000 a year, and they're, $3 million a year now in a short amount of time. So it's been super exciting to work with them and see their growth and success.
Great. This sort of leads to my next question. The trend towards e-commerce is likely to continue in our post-pandemic world. Now that so many businesses are online, what advice do you have for them to grow and scale? Are there other tools that Ecwid plugs into that can really help sort of turbo boost their business?
Yeah, great question. There's quite a few different tools that we plug into, and as I mentioned, we have a pretty sizable app market where merchants can pick and choose from a variety of different integrations that help them to sell. So, for example, it's really easy and, as I mentioned, free to start an Ecwid store, to source the products through dropshipping and through Alibaba. And one of the things that's really important, especially during COVID, is to make sure that there's good traffic coming into their web store. And so we partner with Google and Facebook and other companies that also provide ways of quickly driving traffic. For instance, Google launched Google Free Listings last year during COVID. And so we've been partnering with them, and it's been really fantastic just to see merchants come on, open their store, leverage Google Free Listings, and just see a ton of traffic so they can get to that first sale right when they start very quickly, and then continue to grow using other types of traffic generators and advertising. And then, continue to grow beyond that. There's a lot of management tools, both built into the core platform as well as third-party companies that plug into the Ecwid platform, that then really help to make it easy to manage and grow and scale the business. And one of the things, a couple of trends that we've seen, one is people want to be able to manage their business from any device. A desktop is great, but a lot of these people are on the go and very, very mobile. In some cases, not only primarily mobile, but in a lot of cases, mobile first or mobile only, especially a lot of the businesses that are using Ecwid in countries like India, very mobile only. And so they need to be able to set up an account, create a store, and sell and manage their store all from within their mobile phone. And so we have a mobile app both for iOS and for Android that helps them to do that. So that sell anywhere is a trend that we continue to see. And then, as I mentioned earlier too, is be able to sell across any sales channel. And that continues to grow as more people are on TikTok, more people are on Snapchat, more people are on Pinterest, and the number of places that are now that consumers can now buy products continues to grow. So as I mentioned, the way that we do these integrations makes it really easy, and continue to do that. And then there's also a number of COVID-specific things that we've done to help those, especially during this pandemic, with gift cards and being able to really do things online. Buy online, pick up in-store, or curbside pickup is obviously a really fast-growing trend with the pandemic. So we built in some great functionality and partnered with some great companies to be able to do that. And that's kind of another example of ways that we're helping merchants during the pandemic, but in generally just continue to grow their business.
I love it. That's so cool. So if I'm interested in becoming an online retailer with an Ecwid storefront, how do I get started? And how long does it take to get set up?
Yes, and we're very proud of how easy we've made it. E-commerce can be very complex on the background. As I mentioned, there's a lot of technology behind. There's a lot of compliance. There's a lot of security. We're highly, highly secure. There's things that I mentioned around tax calculations and shipping and payments and things like that. So we've created it in a way that anybody can sign up for free. As I mentioned, we have a free forever plan. And literally within 30 minutes, a merchant can be selling online. It's that easy. It's all SaaS, so you don't have to download, install anything. You literally go to Ecwid.com. You'll see right there to sign up for free, and they can sign up and start selling. start selling right away, and then continue to expand their business by using some of the more advanced features as they go.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Eric. My last question is, if our audience is interested in getting started, learning more, where should they go? What's the best destination?
Yeah, the best destination is to go to Ecwid.com. And again, you'll see sign up for free right there. There's lots of great resources. They can go read the blogs. There's really a lot of information that our education team is putting out there as far as best practices. And we have an email newsletter and different ways that we try to really help with the latest trends and best practices and sharing those tips and tricks. So all that is there, a lot of it is built into the platform. So as you are, say, trying out a new feature, there's a video right there, a how-to built right into that, and you'll find it's very easy. So just head over to Ecwid.com and sign up there.
Wonderful. Thanks again, Eric.
Thank you so much. It was fun.